When students return to on-campus instruction this year, GP Middle School will begin using a pod system to help ensure the safety of all students and staff. Students will be assigned to a pod prior to their first day of on-campus instruction. In these pods, using district technology, students will complete work for their core classes and some of their electives. Upon arrival at the school, GP Middle School students will be dropped off and use the stripes on the concrete to maintain social distancing while they wait to be screened at the front door. After being screened, students will walk on the middle red lines to their assigned spot in the hallway, where they will wait until school starts. At that time, an adult will tell you when to go to class. Rather than have students rotate from class to class, as has been the norm in past years, teachers will instead rotate between these student pods to provide supervision and instruction. This will minimize the amount of interpersonal contact occurring each day. Students will be allowed to leave their pods in order to attend specific electives like band that depend on in-person rehearsal or specialized technology. When moving through the halls, students should only walk on the right side of the hallway to help control flow of traffic. You still must maintain a distance of 6 feet from other students while walking. When students wish to use the restroom, the student's teacher will enter the student's name and destination into our online tracking form. Each pod will be assigned to a particular restroom. Students should make their way to the restroom by walking on the right-hand side of the hallway. When they arrive, they should let the staff member who is outside the restroom know that they're there, and they will record the information in the online tracking form. When it is their turn to use the restroom, the staff member will let them in. When they leave the restroom, the staff member will enter the student's name into the online tracker, and the student should return to the class by walking on the right-hand side of the hallway. When the students enter the classroom teacher will update the online tracker. During lunch, students will eat in the classroom. Students will have their lunch brought to them by campus staff. Students will also get 2 outside mask breaks during the morning and 2 mask breaks in the afternoon. Students will need to request this break from their classroom teacher and walk to the front doors of the building, utilizing the right-hand side of the hallway. During your outside break, you may walk without your mask on the path that will be laid out for you by our staff members. Students are still expected to maintain social distancing. At all times, students and staff should maintain safe distance and wear appropriate safety equipment. As always, our highest priority is to maintain a safe and healthy learning environment for everyone.
And we've been told this for decades that this was coming, so it should be a surprise for truthers who are awake, who've done their history, because they do plan it out over decades and decades. So here's Aldous Huxley, Brave New World, quote, "By means of ever more effective methods of mind manipulation, the democracies will change their nature, the quaint old forms, elections, parliaments, Supreme Courts, and all the rest will remain. The underlying substance will be a new kind of totalitarianism. All the traditional names, all the hollowed slogans will remain exactly where they were in good old days. Democracy and freedom will be the theme of every broadcast and editorial. Meanwhile, the ruling oligarchy and its highly trained elite of soldiers, policemen, thought manufacturers, and mind manipulators will quietly run the show as they see fit." How much more evidence do you need? And again, let's just reiterate what we should be just speaking out about. What about this whole pandemic, scandemic, fake virus, mind control that they've got the world under? Socializing, we need it to build our immunity systems. Facial expressions are a key component of communication and human connection. Putting a mask over your face stifles your freedom of speech. Mask over face causes illness with the cotton and the BT insecticides that kill. And you're breathing back in carbonic acids, which makes you sicker because you're supposed to be exhaling it into the aerosphere. The heart's electrical biofield reaches out 6 feet. Wonder why they chose 6 feet. How did the virus only go 6 feet? not 7 feet, but 5 feet, 6 feet. Oh, but 6 feet 1 inches doesn't go that far. Bacteria are our immune system. Germs are part of us. It's all part of our system. When you blow your nose, when you have a runny nose, when you have a cough, that's the solvents getting clear of whatever is in your system. That's why you need to build your immune system, not through artificial mass vaccinations. And viruses are part of detoxing the mechanism and not the cause of the disease. Spread it wide, spread it far. Peace. Hey folks, I hope this video just viscerally just turned in your guts. And any of you that have children and are facing a huge problem with having to work and put your children into the prison system they've created for our children, the self-isolation, the humiliation. I mean, it makes no sense what that video showed whatsoever when the hands are not covered and the CDC says it's asymptomatic and it can be transferred without having symptoms. And the kids are all touching the doors and touching the all over the poles and everything, and so it can be transferred. Yes, yes, yes. But no, the masks. To tell them to shut up, to tell them to know their place, to be obedient, to sit in their little isolation circles and not ask questions. And the humiliation of the teachers who are there to help educate, who can't educate because they're being hall monitors when they go to the bathroom. Why are they monitoring going to the bathrooms? Because they're going to start taking stool samples. Remember when they were finding out that the whole faux pandemic virus is in the stools now? And so they're taking records of who's going to the bathroom, when they come out, when they're being checked in, all being part of the data collection that they're doing on all our children, all their surveillance. And remember all the 5G that was put in while this whole pandemic was being put out. As soon as they got the kids out of school, they were installing 5G. And remember, they're changing the laws too in Oklahoma, or maybe it was Ohio, but definitely in California, Oregon, Washington, where they can keep your children overnight, where they can take your children away. Let's say there's a case in the school and the children are at school and they lock down the school and parents can't go get your children and the children are taken away. And you're not told where they're taken away to. By law, they changed the laws that tell you don't have to tell you where they're taking your children. They can just take them. Do not put your children in school. And meanwhile, the Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, whose brother, Eric Prince, is founder of Blackwater, the private mercenary army, has a $40 million a yacht set on Sequest on Lake Huron, while teacher salaries are plummeting and stress is rising. Here is the Treasury Secretary with a $40 million yacht. You should see her homes. Keep your kids out of school, folks. You put them in there, you might not see them again. And they're being radiated beyond, and they're being psychologically depressed, isolated, lonely, anger, fear, all over this, quote, education system. For what? The colleges aren't reopening. Why are they even educating them? You're better off forming your own systems. Get your neighbors together. Get some new ideas about what you want to teach your children, because what we've been taught is all a pack of lies. You can do this, folks. Organize. Come together. And also, the people that are paying mortgages and home taxes for schools, we have to get that off, because we should no longer be supporting this egregious system which is taking away our children's freedoms and taking away what they value in life. Speak out. Be heard. Time is short. Tag.